Hey folks, Michael Mann with Michael Mann Security Services. Welcome to the Security Management Minute. We're going to talk about emergency action plans. And you can get us at contact@michaelmannsecurityservices.com. You can always call us at 615-956-3912. Let's get down to it. An emergency action plan is a plan that describes what employees should do in case of an emergency situation. Now, specifically, this presentation or quick presentation is going to go over if you have a plan or if you don't have a plan, like what that should look like. So some of the elements inside your plan, so the emergencies, like what you would do, could be things like fire, severe weather, active assailant, medical emergencies, hazardous spills. There could be many more based on your environment, based on the location of where you are, like where geographically where you are, what state, what city. So a lot of things could be included in the EAP, but these are some of the basics. Now, some of the content outside of your hazards, which I've got listed on here, which we just talked about, is one, content would be regulatory requirements. So what is it that requires you to have that plan? Sometimes it's internal. Sometimes it's some sort of an OSHA requirement that, again, it's internal. It's it's something that a regulatory requirement you guys are having to follow. Sometimes, especially if you're a government regulated organization, that's who you work for, your regulatory agency requires you to have an emergency action plan, or maybe something's happened in the past, and so it's a best practice. So regulatory requirements, number one. Number two, what the plan will address what it is, what are those hazards, what it is you're trying to protect or prevent, mitigate, and respond to. So what are the hazards, the things like severe weather, fire, active assailants? Responsibilities. Who is going to do what during this emergency? Who are they, where are they located, and what they're going to do? Response procedures. So what does response look like for those individuals that are going to respond to this emergency? So what are they going to do? What equipment do they need? What does that look like? The next piece of the plan should be training and certification. So like what training does the employee need to have to be able to respond? And is there a certification required to do that? Drills and exercises, different types of drills and exercises. You can have briefings, you can have walkthroughs, you can have tabletop exercises, you can have a full scale exercise. So the plan should also address how often or what is the frequency for drills and exercises. And of course, plan revision. Anytime a change needs to be made to the plan, what does that look like and where is that documented? And then, of course, folks, if you're first time joining us, in this presentation or in the link, you should see an EAP checklist. And that EAP checklist is free. It is going to help. It's designed to help you with plan development if you do not have an emergency action plan, plan validation. So if you've got an emergency action plan and you want to know what else maybe that you could do, so follow up there for continuous improvement. So that is also addressed in the checklist. So some things maybe others you haven't thought of. And of course, also just use this as a benchmarking opportunity for your EAP. But that EAP checklist that's included here in this link is absolutely free, and it is for you. All right, folks, if you want to get a hold of us, very specifically, we provide and write EAPs or emergency action plans. We provide contract security services. We provide physical security risk assessments. So if you want any of those services, get a hold of us at contact@michaelmannsecurityservices.com. You can always call us at 615-956-3912. And remember, folks, it is about prevention, not response.